Hi folks, welcome to Sci-Fi Scavenger, my booktube channel, and as a particular special welcome if it's your first time watching. It's really nice of you to join us. Today I'm going to review The Long Tomorrow by Lee Brackett, who I was delighted to discover won a Hugo for her work on the first draft of a small, not very well-known movie, The Empire Strikes Back. Maybe you've heard of it. She mainly wrote fairly pulpy fantasy, so The Long Tomorrow is a bit of a departure. Published way back in 1955, this is a classic post-apocalyptic tale. The story is set in a future USA, a couple of generations after a devastating nuclear war which destroyed the cities. The difficulties of the period immediately after that are referred to obliquely in the book, but that is long in the past. At the time of the story, the US has regressed into an agrarian society where most folks are now God-fearing Mennonites, kind of like the Amish. Shunning modern technology even before the apocalypse, the Mennonites were best placed to survive the aftermath, and the surviving population that thought that was pretty cool and joined in. Our protagonist is Len, a young man in his mid-teens with his older cousin Esau, his partner in crime. Len and Esau hear tell of a mysterious Barterstown, an almost mythical idea of a place far away where there is still science and technology. Among Len's people, this is completely taboo, and even the rumour of association with Barterstown is enough to get you stoned to death, literally stoned to death, by a mob in a full frothing-at-the-mouth religious fervour. Eventually, their youthful fascination with Barterstown overcomes their fear of the risks, and the middle act of the book follows Len and Esau's journey to find Barterstown. On the way, they encounter both kind people and zealous nutjobs, getting into some hairy situations that they escape only with the help of some secretive and previously unseen friends. The final act of the book sees them reach Barterstown, but is it what they expected? Will their anti-science upbringing prove too strong to allow them to cope with what they find there? Is the grass truly greener on the other side? And what temptations await Len when he gets there? You'll have to read it to find out. There are no spoilers here. I really enjoyed this book. I knew in the first 2 chapters that I was in safe hands. Brackett does a fabulous job of building a picture of the world that Len and Esau inhabit. I could almost smell the home cooking, hear the animals mooing and bleating, see the old-fashioned homespun garb, and sense the boys' fear of a sound beating lest they be caught daydreaming about Barterstown. We get some glimpses of life before the war through Len's grandmother, who was a young child at the time of the nuclear attack. She whispers illicitly to him of cars and shops and busy cities and beautiful dresses, television and other forbidden things. Her memories are those of a child, but they still fire Len's imagination. By contrasting the oppressive anti-technological society with Len's burning desire to explore the forbidden realms of science and technology, important questions are raised about the nature of progress, the balance between tradition and advancement, and the risks of societal stagnation. Brackett examines the danger of religious fanaticism, exploring how dogmatic beliefs can hinder human potential and create an atmosphere of intellectual repression. I really enjoyed these aspects of the book. The characters were all well drawn. I thought that the sometimes testy relationship between Len and Esau was fun. Esau is a bit older than Len and a bit of a schemer, a chancer, almost guaranteed to get him and Len into trouble. Later in the book there is some jealousy involving the daughter of one of the kind of people that they stay with on their journey, adding a bit of spice to their already niggly interactions. But fundamentally they need each other, and ultimately they both want the same thing, to get to Barterstown. I also enjoyed the relationship between Mr. Hostetter and Len. Hostetter is an itinerant trader who passes through the boys' village twice a year. He seems to be cut from the same cloth as the villagers, a tough, rural type. But is he everything he seems? As the book goes on, he becomes more and more of a father figure to Len, feeling a strong sense of responsibility for him, and on more than one occasion, getting Len out of big trouble. The destruction of the cities a couple of generations back has become part of religious doctrine. The cities were destroyed, therefore God does not favour cities, and therefore we must not have cities. I like that Brackett has the US Constitution amended to include these words. No city, no town, no community of more than 1,000 people or 200 buildings to the square mile shall be built or permitted to exist anywhere in the United States of America. This edict is rigorously enforced by the elders and federal authorities, and if they're too slow, then by mob rule. I enjoyed reading how this got out of hand in one of the towns on Len and Esau's journey. One man's desire to expand his trade warehousing arrangements fall foul of the Constitution. A mob gets wind of this, and rapidly things spiral out of control. The whole settlement of refuge suffers when the fire set at the warehouses spreads. This is one of the hairy situations I referred to earlier, and it's pretty scary and chaotic stuff. Considering it's almost 70 years old, the story holds up remarkably well. At no point did I find myself thinking that this feels very dated. I suppose Brackett is helped here by not needing to predict advanced technological change. Just the opposite, in fact. The Long Tomorrow is a seminal work of post-apocalyptic science fiction, one of the earliest, paving the way for the likes of Walter M. Miller's Canticle for Leibowitz, Stephen King's The Stand, and of course Cormac McCarthy's The Road. I was struck by similarities to John Wyndham's The Chrysalids, also published in 1955. There's a similar setting, and although the reasons for leaving are different, it follows the journey of young people to find a different and better future. I really like The Chrysalids too, so I suppose it's not a surprise that I enjoyed The Long Tomorrow as much as I did. Overall, I think I give The Long Tomorrow a cracking 8.5 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend it if post-apocalyptic is your shtick. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another science fiction video. But bye for now.